Welcome back to Two Brothers Sports Podcast. It is Friday, March 6th, and we have a light little pod for you. We had some life things that kept us busy during the week, so we are here now. But better late than never, I suppose. But we already sent out our Arnold Palmer invitational picks that are ongoing as we speak. The first round just wrapped up a couple minutes ago. We're recording on Thursday night. So we're going to review the Cognizant Classic picks real quick. Uh, just highlight our API picks and anything maybe we like live. We're gonna go into UFC 326. We got that bad motherfucker title fight as the headliner with Holloway and Max. We'll get into it later. But when I went to write bad motherfucker title, I started writing it. I wrote Holloway Poirier. Uh,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
Plus up for the homie. But not this time. We got Charles Oliveira. Still going to be an incredible fight. Two absolute legends in the UFC game. Good little card here on the pay-per-view Paramount Plus. So we love that for the fam. And then we don't have odds out, but we're going to go through a couple a big time college basketball games on Saturday because it is rivalry week. And this is just some nice tune-ups before we get into conference tournament play next week. We have some of the smaller conferences playing right now, aka my Dukes. But unfortunately, I can't bet on them, so we'll have to outsource that information. Other than that, EPL is down. NFL, you know what, Max? Let's start with some big NFL news, I think, on the Chicago front. Let's just start with that. Welcome, as always, my brother. What do we think
Yep.
about the DJ Moore trade? And I'm going to just read out the highlights or my understanding before you get into it. DJ Moore,
Mhm.
fifth round for a second round this year with the Buffalo Bills. So DJ Moore going to the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen getting another weapon on offense. I'll let you do the Chicago side of this trade, but from a Buffalo side, what's the real problem in Buffalo? Defense. Why are we showing out second rounders for wide receivers that, great, sounds good. He's a great wide receiver. No problem with DJ Moore. But like defense is the problem. So give me the Chicago side of that ball. How we feeling on that trade? That was today too.
Yeah, man. Sucks, obviously. I fucking another jersey goes down for old Max. I think at this rate I'm not gonna get a Caleb Williams jersey because I have Justin Fields, Khalil Mack, and DJ Moore.
Was
So
DJ Moore the one I got you for
yeah, that was
that
Justin
for
Fields.
Caesars? No, that was Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And I got DJ Moore off of like some random Twitter dude was like producing them. So obviously it's like fake and it was pretty cheap. So like not that big of a deal, but like I just have terrible luck with jerseys. And so I really wanted the Caleb one. I don't think I can do that anymore. I like DJ. Obviously there was a lot of controversy on that last play and all that shit, him not fucking trying on hard and stuff, but he truly did produce. He was scoring every single game for like the last 5 weeks, including, you know, yeah, including that one. But
Which one? The playoffs or the last game of the regular season?
those two, yeah, uh, totally annihilated the Packers and annihilated the commies. My buddy Logan Stefanko, I think, has been on here once or twice, commies guy. And when my buddy Voss, who's a Bills fan, asked, he was like, "I wonder what we're getting for him." Um, Logan said like a microwave or something. I was like, "Damn, he's still salty about that three tutty game from 3 years ago."
Yeah.
He's a great player. I'm I'm glad we could get a second rounder. We giving up a fifth. That's okay. Um, I think his cap or sorry, his salary really diminished his value. So getting a second for him is fantastic, no matter what. So like that, Poles has a pretty steady second round draft history. He does pretty good in that round for some reason. So I like that a lot. Added on, it's probably like 18th. I didn't even check.
I think Bills are like 20th, maybe 18th or
Yeah, like
no, they're
right.
like 26 or something like that. But still, we were texting about it. Hey, you just got Drew Dahlman retirement,
Yeah, that sucks.
one of the bigger offensive linemen on y'all's core there. So an opportunity maybe to replace him. I'm pretty sure DJ Moore was also a second round pick. So I don't think you guys are going wide receiver, but some value
Yeah,
there.
Luther Burden's going to step up, but yeah, it opens up the cap space for sure. So good for us, and I think Poles did it again. And there's something about him. People like to shit on him. Won't mention who, but even though he probably doesn't listen, I think he does fantastic. He's made two mistakes, maybe three, but overall has been killing it. So
Yeah.
keep riding with Poles.
No, I dig it. I don't hate it at all. I think you've already got kind of a crowded receiving core and now that Colston Loveland is really taking shape. Cole that's still a good target. Roma Dunze and Luther Burden.
Well, yeah,
Um,
and
and one of your old
wide receiver pretty much. So yeah.
well, and you got another fella who's might be getting cut from Atlanta, who maybe he wants to come back to Chicago on a cheap deal. That's Darnell Mooney. That would be a nice little scoop for
I
you.
love Mooney.
About half, if not more than or less than half the price of DJ Moore. So
Oh,
get off the books, build some defense. Now you got two second rounders and a first. Maybe you take those two second rounders, trade up late first, and you got two. Then you got two firsts. Uh, so definitely some opportunity there. We'll see what Poles does with that. But yeah, that's kind of the highlight of the day. I mean, I feel like other than that, it's been pretty easy breezy. Um, Getting into transitioning over to some golf. Before we get into the API, the Arnold Palmer Invitational, let's just recap the Cognizant. Max, we got ripped off on a couple T30s this past week with Daniel Berger and Hao Tung Lee at T32. So that boned us there. I had Zalatoris as my third pick on a T20 or T30. I can't remember. Either way, it doesn't matter. He withdrew about an hour before the start. Luckily, that was voided, and I think that became a different parlay that I ended up hitting. No, it became a Shane Lowry, uh,
yeah.
is what it became. So that was fucking great. But yeah, you hit your Lowry T20 with ease. I asked you before, but I'll ask you again. You didn't go Lowry outright, correct? Because that would,
That yeah, that is correct. I think yeah, I might have mentioned doing that last week in the pod, but now stayed away and yeah, I think I just took Lowry. Where are my other picks? Lowry and Berger, I think were the two I took this week.
yep, Lowry Bird. I saw
Well, I know
one.
I took other ones, but like actually, sorry, I didn't actually bet all of my picks, but those were the two that I actually did bet. So
And then Bjorn Bjornsson, was that right? Was that T10?
yeah, here's my T10.
Yeah, he got cut.
Yeah.
That was tough. And then my talking about the last pick between the two of us, I had Nikolai Højgaard, and my man's went 7 under on Sunday to backdoor T10, or it's like T8, but to hit that T10 play was not anywhere near winner without Scotty or winner just up outright like I had said, but god damn, if he just played a little bit better Thursday through Saturday, he had a good chance of winning that tournament. Um, so is what it is. But that's Cognizant Classic. Let's just talk real quick on the API, the Arnold Palmer Invitational. I'm gonna pull up where everyone is standing right now. Woo. And so just to highlight, Max's two picks were T20, Russell Henley at -112, Akshay Bhatia at T30 -108. I had Siwoo Kim at T20 -122, Morikawa T10 +200, and Straka at T30 -114. If we are looking at the live event center on DraftKings, if my scroll thing will work. Uh, Let's see. Morikawa's T2, 6 under behind Mr. Berger. You were 1 week early, just 1 week
I
early
know.
on Berger. I have no doubts that he will probably be able to do a T30. Looking at the rest of it, Ludwig. Your outright, which was I didn't read our outrights, but just our official picks. Your Ludwig -6 right now with Morikawa at T2. So hopefully you were able to get that.
Yep.
Let's see. Looking at the rest of the crew, Akshay Bhatia T18 at 2 under, so he's looking in good shape, as is Russell Henley. So right now your guys are good. They just gotta stay consistent. I need a little
Sir.
more from Siwoo. He's 1 under, he's T26. That's okay. And if I could just exclude one hole from my guy Sepp Straka's game, we'd be talking about a completely different round. But he went even at T30, so he's right there. I have no doubts. If we can just eliminate that triple, we're talking about a huge jump there. He'd be at T9 right now if he didn't triple that and just part it. What if games? Sure, that's fun. But yeah, other than that, we're looking good. Anything that did you get to watch any golf today, or were you busy doing work, real work?
Yeah, I was a busy bee today. So no, I really haven't paid attention until I looked a little bit before
Okay.
to see what's going on. So not taking anything live as of yet. Maybe Saturday, you get those cuts off and see what you can work with.
The only live bet I will just bring up because we don't get this guy at these odds very often. He wasn't these odds when it first started. But you got Scotty at plus 590. Um, you know, that's always a nice little treat. But if you look at it, I mean, I was going to do a T5. He's at T18 at 2 under as well. 7 strokes back. I just don't see Berger having the same day. So would be interested to see. I mean, Scotty's top five is still -105, which is just insane to me. Um, so maybe there's some value there. I would say maybe Scotty winner at plus 590. I will probably, once we get off this pod, I might sprinkle a little bit on Scotty because you don't get him at these odds. Uh,
Mm,
and then -105, I might just lay my nuts on. So, uh, you know,
love it.
he's one of those you just don't doubt him. I did have Kitayama in my first round leaderboard, and
Meow.
he was close, T9, but you can't do anything about Daniel Berger going 9 under. No one can. So,
Kitty Cat, the best 52 hole golfer.
yep, dude, absolute stud. Who knows? He might be able to sneak back up, but yeah, I've only got Morikawa as my outright right now. Um, Not looking bad though. Not looking bad. And he's in fourth at plus 680. I got him at plus 2250 because it was without Scotty Market. But we'll take it. We'll take it. We'll see how it goes. I think Colin's pretty steady. I don't see him having a blow up round. I don't see him going like, he goes 6 under now. I don't know if he's gonna go like 10 under or 9 under like Berger, but if he stays steady at like a 6 to 5 range or 6 to 3 range, I could see him being in the hunt come Sunday. Uh, Other than that, anything else you got from some golf before we move on to that bad motherfucking title and UFC 326 and let you run the show from here on out?
No, man, I think I'm good. I'm just keeping it what I got now. Just maybe,
Yeah.
like I said, maybe Saturday I'll wake up and see what's up, but just riding the train for now.
Love it, love it. And I will say, if you're outside, we got some good weather, at least in Richmond.
Ooh.
It's gonna be very nice this weekend. I'm getting 2 rounds of golf outside and probably an indoor round tomorrow or today for those listening. Just taking advantage of the wife being out of town on a girls' trip, so I'm gonna get some golfing. But the reason I bring that up is because we do have the Arnold Palmer Invitational. You might as well get an Arnold Palmer while you're on the course, throw a little vodka in it and call it a John Daly and keep it moving.
Hell yeah.
So,
Oh,
all right. Well, we got UFC 326 in Vegas this weekend, headlined by Holloway Oliveira. Where do you want to start, Max?
if I'm gonna be totally real with everyone, I really don't have anything in the early prelims. Um, Nothing's grabbing my eyes. Don't know too many. But I'll jump straight to the first fight of the prelims. Great card overall. I mean, I should do a little preview, I guess. I mean, Sam did a fantastic job anyway. We got, like he said, Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira, my two. No, I'm not. It's the UFC's community favorites. They're just the best fighters. Always put on an amazing show. It's going to be fan fucking tastic. Can't wait to talk about that a little later. But just the whole main card is very tasty. Got some great fighters and some great matchups. So excited for that. But I will jump to the first fight of the prelims. Like I said, I can't pronounce this Mongolian's name. I'm going to be totally honest. I don't really want to try, but he's 9-1 facing a Durden. Um, there's one thing that I know in Mongolians, and I hope this isn't bad, but they are some tough motherfuckers. I don't want to go against this man, and he's got some great odds for um like him, and then under 1.5 gets you right at plus 316. Wait, nope, because I have an extra bet in there for some reason. Gets you plus 175 for
Okay.
Tumen Dembele. Just to verify, because people are probably like, who the fuck is he talking about? But that's my best shot at his name. His money line with the over 1.5 plus 175. And that's just to get you started. I mean, you don't do anything crazy. Like these are two guys I think really haven't had, well, especially this guy. He Mongolian has only been on road to the UFC, and he was on UFC Fight Night once and lost to Hernandez. But um, yeah, it'll be interesting. I like that. Start off the night. Any questions on that one?
Nope.
Cool, cool. Keep it going. Keep it going. Um, we'll jump to Cody Garbrandt. I mean, do you have any questions from Ricky Alberto or Dante and Cody Brundage? Did you have anything?
Brundage is a name that pops up, but no, I think
Those
we all,
odds look, yeah, too crazy.
yeah, yep. No questions, no notes.
That's why I'm just gonna stay away from that. But Cody Garbrandt, dude, as much as I think he's kind of a little punk, he's a fun fight. Definitely a tough fight. I don't know about Long Jiao, but um, I'm gonna take Garbrandt at plus 136 money line just for funsies. I've seen Long has lost to you, Lee, and Lee, um, in his only UFC fights. I don't know any of those guys. So 2-1, or sorry, 1-2 in the UFC so far. Cody Garbrandt is a not going to say legend, but he's a vet. He's an older guy, but he has a fun. He has literally he's one of the only guys that has a fucking buzzer beater knockout. I was trying to think of a word for it for UFC, but buzzer beater knockout. Literally just fucking put his head down, knocked him out, and then bing. Um, if those if that remembers anyone's brains. So I like it a lot. I like Garbrandt. Give me that plus 136. Let me double check, make sure it's still the same. Because for some reason now ESPN doesn't
It
show
is.
me odds.
Yeah, DraftKings has 136.
Yeah. So like that a lot. Like that a lot. Um, I would probably want to say the over. I think it's most likely going to be like a decision. But like I said, maybe another buzzer beater.
Okay.
The
Okay.
over 2.5 is minus 180. So if that proves anything that it's closer to decision than a knockout or anything.
Fair.
Uh, and we'll jump to a good old Drew Dober, Michael Johnson. I don't have much on the two Brazilians, Rodriguez and Ferreira. Looks like odds wise, you want to look at Rodriguez, and it's 50-50. Well, I'd go over 1.5.
Yeah.
Probably go 2 rounds, maybe. I don't know for that. But Nothing official on that one. But I do like this Drew Dober, the fucking crimson chin. This dude's jawline is absolutely nuts. Two old heads, and I can say that because they're older than you too, so you can't get offended. We got a
Okay.
39-year-old and a 37-year-old.
Damn, that's so.
Um, let's look at Michael Johnson's recent. He's got a win over some decent guys. He's won three straight, but over no good names. I think Dober has fought some good names, but lost. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. He's won his last fight, then lost three. But it was Gene Da Silva, Ralph Macchiano or Machino. I know, yeah, and then Torres. So three, I guess, reasonable losses. But I like this one a lot for I'm gonna say Michael Johnson. These are good odds too. So like minus 122 or plus 102 for Drew Dauber. So you pretty much just pick and choose, but I think Johnson's gonna grab this one. And
Okay.
probably over as well, but that's a minus 215.5 for 1.5 rounds. Let me grab a sip of beer. I mean water. Um, here's a great one. Now we're getting to the really good ones. Um, we got a Raul Roses Jr. You guys remember him, 17-year-old debuted in the UFC. Kind of he's very, very, very jujitsu oriented. Um, Now 21-year-old, a little mature. He's learned from his mistake against Rodriguez, where he just fucking pretty much made the worst fight, like one of the most boring, worst fights you could ever possibly watch. Was a unanimous decision for Rodriguez. But he's on his way back. He got a TKO his first fight back, got a sub, and there's one unanimous back to backs. He's rolling. I think he's back. He learned from his mistakes. He's older now. Rob Font isn't someone to really joke around with, but I think Rosas has this in the bag. It's minus 238.
Okay.
It will be close. The over 2.5 is, I just clicked on something and it went away. 260, minus 260, which is very scary. I like to look at the double methods always, especially for a fight like this, where Raul can just
All you got to do is go, Wazza!
Wada!
I can't even. It doesn't even
That's
give me
scary
a
movie
second to
six.
pause it. Yeah, little scrubs read, little scrubs as I'm
Scary
trying to look up basketball scores. We'll see. It might happen again.
movie six is coming out. That's hopefully going to be good.
Okay.
Um, Sorry. Uh, where am I? Sorry. Raul. See, they've got him TKO or decision at minus 150. His TKO or his TKO or submission is plus one or plus 275, which is
Okay.
very, very tasty. So you're going against the odds. And then submission or decision is minus 220. Um, so they're really banking on decision, but I think if you want to have a little fun and actually get some solid odds, you can do that plus 275. Excuse me, sorry for burping. So I like that a lot, as well as, just him and he can get this, he can get it, the last 2.5 minutes. He can get a knockout or submission. So you could do his money line and over 2.5, and then like which is like almost a hedge, like it's kind of a hedge, but also not.
Yep.
They still both win if he knocks him out or submits him over 2.5 rounds. So that's a little sneaky one. Let me pull that up to see what those odds are. Plus 100
Okay.
for Raul money line and over 2.5 rounds. So that's a good
Okay.
one as well.
Okay. I like that.
It's gonna be a good one. We get some. Hopefully, we get a little chewy.
Little what?
He's Chewy. It's some I don't know. It's his thing where like his friends or something. Some saying that they do, but it's like he does it when he wins or he went fifth. Um, any questions on that one?
Nope. I had a feeling you'd go that way. That's the way I was leaning. That's kind of aside from the BMF title, those were the two that I was really keying in on.
Word, I fuck with that. Sorry, I'm just pulling up the next fight, and that would be good old De Ritter versus Borrallo, who is a part of the Fighting Nerds and one of the beasts. Um, Lost to Imavov his last fight, but has previously beaten Cannonier, Paul Craig, Magomedov, and Olszczyk. Yeah, that's as far as I'm going to try. He is a great fighter. Imavov kind of just, manhandled him a little bit there in this last fight. And he's a great fight. I mean, fighting nerds, they're actually like fantastic. They're on the come up. I know Gene Silva just lost, but um, they're a great team. They look good. De Ritter, good old Netherlands boy, 6'4", just massive, massive man. For a middleweight, like fighting middleweight. And you should like if you looked at him, you would easily say light heavyweight at least. Just big boy. Lost to my one and only Brendan Allen. Fucking KO'd his ass in round four in his last fight. That was a great one. But previously had beaten Whitaker, Nickel, and Kevin Holland and Mersharat. Um, so he is still a good fighter. And this is a tough one. I think the odds are there. If you really want to do Ritter, I think he truly can make the comeback. Like people have been shitting on him and saying he's not legit. This is one of those things you lose. Brendan Allen's better than him, of course, in my opinion. But you lose to someone you don't think you should. You kind of come out and just kick some ass. So that plus 220 is a little crazy to me. I thought it would be a little closer. So I think
Okay.
it's something to look at. And just like a single guy, just get that. There's got to be an underdog, and I've really only said one.
Yeah.
That's Cody Garbrandt. So got to be an underdog, and because I don't know about this next underdog as much as I love him.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Holloway's just been rolling, man. It seems
Yeah,
like there's a lot of implications with this fight. So, like, if Holloway wins, does he go into the next title fight for that class? Like, I feel like from what I've been reading, it could yield some good opportunities for whoever wins this one, aside from the BMF title belt.
right. Yeah, just in general, yeah. Because yeah, lightweight is. Let me go to divisional rankings just to check. Oh, that doesn't really do anything for me, does it? Let's just go to champions. All right. Am I gonna fucking just be? Oh yeah, it's still Ilya. I thought Ilya went up, but yeah. So it is Ilya, and after we saw what Ilya did to Max, but let's just jump right in.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I mean, they have it at over 2.5 for at minus 175, which I do like, obviously. Especially being a 5 round fight. Um, but I don't know. Charles just hasn't been back, and I hate to say it. I love him so much. Um, he just hasn't been back to his old. He almost had it. I'm trying to pull up his last fights. Um, he looked good for. I think it was Gaethje. Well, he beat Gamrot, but that's okay. Well, yeah, I guess even Taporia. Like Taporia, he was so close on like a few times, and then all of a sudden, I mean, it's only a minute long or 2.5 minutes long for one round, but he had his chances early, and it really looked so close. But I don't know. I think Holloway can knock him out in round 4, or maybe even round 5, point to the ground, you know, does his thing.
I
And
mean,
I'm not gonna bet too heavy on it. I hate to not have like too many picks for y'all, but it's one of those fights where you're like it really could go either way. Like Charles catches Holloway. If Holloway's on the ground, Charles hops on him. It's over. Like yeah,
yeah,
you'd never know what can happen, especially with these two outstanding fighters. Like some of the best IQ in UFC right now, even with their age. So maybe it's even better with their age. But you got Holloway just KO or decision is -200, so that shows that.
yeah. I just pulled up. So a Holloway money line with over 2.5 is +100.
Okay, so same as that last fight. Yeah, I do like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I'll probably play
I always
that.
think that.
I do like Oliveira, but yeah.
Yeah. Oliveira's submission is +320, by the way.
Okay. I don't hate that for a little sprinkly.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I like it. Any like parlays you got cooked up, or are we just doing mostly straight bets today?
Mostly straight bets and kind of give you guys what you want to hear, or sorry, let you guys. It's been a long week. I'm giving you my straights and kind of just let you pick and choose if you want to parlay it. Other than those 2 or 3 same games. Um, if you really wanted to do something just for fun, and I hate to do like a favorites parlay because you always want to throw someone else in there. Let's do Raul just for fun since we didn't even mention him, which might not be a good thing. Let's throw in Rodriguez for the main card and early, and for the prelims, let's do my boy from Mongolia. That's only +270, but check that parlay out. I'd rather honestly see like at that point, I'd rather just do what I said and do the same game parlay for the Mongolian Durden fight, and then figure out with that money what you can do. So that's why I like because it's always like, especially I mean for me and my boys, we're always just like fucking all right, that fight's done. Like, what are we doing this fight? So it's just like you're just going like live betting and just kind of doing all at once.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
If you have an
That's fair.
early parlay and then it dies and then it ruins you later on and shit.
Yep, that's the worst, dude. It's probably the hardest sport to parlay, to be honest, because it'll just, you never know.
Exactly. So,
Okay.
but yeah, keep it simple. You guys can pick and choose which bets you want to parlay with.
All right, sweet. Well, other than that, this weekend, aside from golf, UFC, we got some college hoops. We don't have any odds out right now. So we'll switch to that. We're just going to talk about some big games, maybe some potential betting opportunities. I feel like every time I do this without odds, like I forget what game it was where I was like, if so and so is plus money, and it was like, I thought Houston was going to be +3.5 or
Is it
like down to money line against Arizona, and they ended up being -5.5 and Arizona won. Um, so hard to gauge that. Maybe I'll post something on Saturday morning. I got a golf tournament on Saturday, so maybe won't. Um, but just running through the Saturday slate, I'm just going chronological order. I do like Arkansas at Missouri. I feel like that's going to be in the 5.5 range. Uh, in Arkansas, like Arkansas is going to be -5.5. I like that. I like them more as like a money line piece. Missouri's look good. It's their senior night. Coach Cal's not great on the road this year, but I do like Arkansas there. I love whatever it's going to be. It's probably going to be parlay. lay a leg, but Villanova money line over Xavier, also at noon. Let's see. And one thing I did want to mention on the 2 o'clock slate, we've got Louisville, Miami. I'm hearing rumblings that Michael Brown, the star for Louisville, might not be playing. They might sit him so that he's healthy for the conference tournament. So I'd monitor that. But
Hmm.
let's say he does, like as of right now, it doesn't seem like he's going to play. So I love Miami in that matchup. He's a huge component to Louisville's offense. So I love Miami. Probably will take whatever that line is, especially if they send him. If they don't, keep that in mind. They still might not play him. They might do a little Darren Peterson, not play him full time. I love Tennessee at home against Vanderbilt. That'll be a pretty tight line, but I love that. I think Tennessee's been playing good basketball. Nate Ament, Gillespie, and company's been playing well. Let's see. Cincinnati on the road against TCU in the 2 o'clock slate. I think they might be favored slightly, but I like them a lot, especially if they're dogs.
Hmm.
Let's see. I hope the line's smaller than I think it is, but Florida over Kentucky. Florida is a wagon right now. I think that's one thing to keep in mind. They're just so long, so
Really?
big, it's hard to keep up with them. And then when they start hitting, it's game over. Uh,
Yep.
in terms of other 4 o'clock games, whatever Wisconsin has plus, they're going to be plus something at Purdue.
Yeah.
I love whatever Wisconsin's going to get. I think Wisconsin's going to beat Purdue. Purdue has been so streaky. Uh,
This is when they kind of just want to nudge and fuck with the Big Ten. Just be like, hey, and then make a run in the tournament, like the Big Ten tournament.
Well, and it's like you got like Kaufman Wren, you got Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, a lot of seniors on that Purdue squad who are going to want to win this game. So I'm thinking it might be a pretty big line. I mean, 5.5, 6.5, in favor of Wisconsin. So I love that. I think they have a potential chance to ruin that. Let's see, rolling down the slate, rolling in. Yeah, I mean, you got UNC Duke at 6:30. UNC is gonna have plenty of points to cover with Caleb Wilson out. Don't think it's going to be a good game. I like Duke first half, whatever that spread is. Hosting UNC, I think they're going to come out strong. Probably a full game. It just depends on how long. Like, I could see it being like 11 and a half or something. I don't think it should be, but I wouldn't be surprised if it came out that way. Duke's been fucking rolling. UNC has been streaky since Caleb Wilson left, so
Yeah.
something to consider there.
Oh my God. Did you see how the tickets as low as? Or are you on DraftKings? I'm on
Uh,
ES.
I scrolled right by it. Tickets as low as 2 grand.
Yep.
That's
That's
insane.
so wild.
I know, and no Caleb Wilson. I don't think I'm paying 2 grand for that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then honestly, the last game I have is BYU Texas Tech. I think BYU might get a couple extra points being at home. Vance is probably going to play well. Texas Tech is just slowly kicking people's ass without Jacob Toppin. Christian Anderson's been balling. They've had a really solid squad these last couple weeks, so I like Texas Tech in that matchup as well. But that's really all I got for Saturday. And then I think next week, if we do a earlier week pod, we could do some conference tournament, futures, things like that. You got the UVA Duke game, which we can't bet on. But UVA's been a little streaky right now, so I don't hate Tech covering if you can find a Virginia odd or non-Virginia odd or a bookie.
I'm
Uh,
not definitely not offshores either.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of
Anything you want to
pretty
add?
much agreed with everything. Yeah. Nothing too crazy. I just want to say that I really hope W can fucking do something and like they've got some good wins. They just really have to make a push. I know I said this last week or 2 weeks ago or maybe every week, but really need to lock in and, make a push in the in the Big 12 tournament to do something. Big 12's fucking. And I mean, I feel I wanted to say this. I feel like no one, like maybe I'm just dumb. Like Arizona's the only Big 12 team that's being talked about. I feel like there's
That's
so many Big 12. Like every single Big 12 team is fucking good. Like it's
well,
crazy.
you got Houston's being talked about for sure.
Bro.
But TCU loses Jacob Toppin, BYU loses Richie Saunders, and I feel like both those teams have fallen off. Kansas is kind of
Iowa,
reliable.
State, yeah, I get it. But like,
Iowa
dude,
State's also not.
we're gonna have so many fucking teams
Mhm.
in the tournament.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Baylor tried to sneak in there. There's some good teams.
Man, it's crazy. It's just, like, and that's the thing. It's impossible. Like Iowa State might lose to Zona State. Sorry,
Yeah,
like,
no, that's a good game. And then
anyone could beat anyone.
one little just fun parlay for Friday night. There's only two ranked games. It's St. John's at Seton Hall, Miami of Ohio at Ohio U, in Dublin. I'm gonna just take those money line parlays. I couldn't find the St. John's parlay, but I grabbed another money line that was at -4.5, which is what the spread is for the St. John's Seton Hall. Might not be exact math, but Miami of Ohio and St. John's money line parlays gonna be like +100 to +107. If I had to
Whoa.
guess, maybe St. John's will be a little bit higher or lower, less favorable odds. Miami of Ohio's out there, so probably between +100, +105. Just do the money line and try and get some bankroll before our nice little Saturday slate we got.
Yeah, and to top that, West Virginia's playing UCF tomorrow at 8 o'clock in Morgantown. Coming off of coming off of a win from BYU and then a fucking bullshit ass shitty loss to K State. I think they're -3.5. I think they win by probably 10.
Okay.
UCF's a good team. Again, 20-9, but they're 9-8 in the Big 12. We're 8-9 in the Big 12. I think we got this. Tickets as low as $7. That's the state that dubbed these in right now, and it fucking irks me. But -3.5, I will fucking hammer.
Fair, fair. That's tonight,
Tomorrow night.
tomorrow night. Okay. All right. I got to do some digging on that, but um, I feel like every time I bet against West Virginia, they win, and every time I bet them, they fucking lose.
You should bet on UCF then. Just like $1, because it probably doesn't matter how much you bet. Just do like $1 just for my sake.
Yep. Yep. Just for your sanity. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah. I'll throw $1 on it for your sanity. I'll let you know how it goes.
Cool.
Fuck
And then
yeah.
kick our ass, and then you're like, I should have hammered it.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's why, honestly, I don't put them in a lot of bets because I get more.
I don't either. I don't like buy.
Like if they lose in a parlay, then I get more mad because I'm just like, God fucking damn it.
That's what happens when you be biased and bet, just like betting on the Bears and Packers, baby.
Yeah, you ain't lying, bro. You ain't lying. And we'll get into some free agency stuff here in a couple weeks when that calendar turns to 2026, 27 season. We're almost there. But other than that, Max, I don't have anything else for the weekend. No footy. EPL's been playing this week. I don't even want to talk about Villa, so we're just gonna keep it moving. Any other bets you have going on sports wise? I mean, we'll have the players next week. We'll have conference tournament next week, and then March Madness moving forward. But that's all I got.
Yeah, no. The only open bet that I have right now is Brentford top six, so I'm pushing for that. We'll see. We're right there pushing for it.
Okay. All right. Sweet. Well, love it. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Everyone have a good weekend. Hopefully we gave you a couple good bets there. And if there's anything odds wise where I'm like, I gotta have it on
Mhm.
Saturday for basketball, I'll just post them on the account. I probably won't do the nice little graphic we have. I would probably just story it from our account and just say Sam's picks for Saturday with the list. Uh,
Mhm.
and we'll just see from there, Max. If you got any, obviously let me know. Fingers crossed for Morikawa to get a nice little dub this weekend. That would be a nice bankroll to go into March Madness with me.
Would, wouldn't it?
It would. It would. Anything else from you, Max?
No, sir. Let's have a great fucking beautiful weekend.
I'm with it. I'm with it. We got 70s in Richmond.
I got sunburned yesterday. The first day was sun in fucking weeks. I got sunburned.
Hey, it's about that time of the year. The sun's going down later. We love it.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye.